Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Hawlucha from Pokemon. I'm going to get started with the eye. Let's start at the very top and draw a curve coming down towards the inside for the eyelid. Starting at the top, we're going to curve down to the bottom. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a curve for the outside of the eye. So from the top, we're going to curve around. We're just going to pull that in towards the bottom line. Let's go ahead and tuck in the iris and pupil. So from the top line right up here, I'm just going to draw a curve coming down towards the bottom. Going out and then down. We're going to step in and draw the same thing. Curving around towards the bottom. Now at the very top, I want to draw like a half oval for the pupil. Starting from the top, we'll come down, pulling that up. We'll color that in black. And we're also going to color the outside of the eye in black as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and surround the eye with a shape that kind of looks like a raindrop. So from this corner, we're going to step up towards the left, draw a little point. Now I want to go up above the eye and just circle around and then back up again. Starting at the top, we'll go above the eye, come down to the inside, we'll circle around, and then we're just going to pull that up towards the top. From here, let's draw on the outside of the head. So I'm going to start down around the neck area on the back here. We're going to curve up above the eye and just stop right at the top here. Starting at the base, we're going to curve upwards. Curving up just above the eye. Now I'm going to leave a little gap and then continue down towards the front of the beak. So leaving a gap, curve around towards the front, and then just pull it downwards. From here, I want to curve back underneath the eye towards the back here. So starting at the front, curve up underneath the eye, and then just pull it back down. From here, I just want to draw a series of zigzags going in behind the head. So from this point, I'm going to go straight up in an angle towards the left. Now I'm going to curve it back down, curving down towards a point. Now I'm going to pull this up towards the back of the head. So from here, we're going to curve up towards the back. Let's add the 3 little feathers on the top of the head. So in the middle here, I'm going to step over towards the left. I'm going to draw a curve going up. We're going to step over towards the right and curve in the opposite direction so it gets a little bit wider as we come out. Take these 2 points and connect it with a curve going along the top. Now I want to layer 2 more in behind. So about halfway down this line, I'm going to curve over towards the left. And I'm going to do a hard turn going down towards the left, down here. And I'm going to pull that in behind this line. So that I want to leave a little overlap on the bottom there. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. So again, halfway down this line, I'm going to curve out. I'm going to curve that down towards the right. And then again, I'm going to pull that in behind the top of the head, leaving a slight overlap. Let's add the little tip of the beak. So right up here, we're going to curve up. Then from that point, I'm going to curve back down towards the edge of the beak. And then in the front here, I'm just going to add a little curve for the nostril. Let's add the little trim along the top of the head. So right above this point, right at the top of the head here, I'm going to curve across. And then I'm just aiming towards the tip of this little point right there. We take this point again and just curve up towards the side of the head. Now we're going to add the front edge of the face. So right underneath the beak here, we're going to curve down. We're going to add those little zigzags going back this way. So from this point, I'm going to go up in an angle, and then I'm going to come back down. I'm going to go back up towards the left again, and then coming back down, and then we're going to curve this up against this line here, just curving up like that. In this little space, we're going to add the mouth. So right down here, we're going to curve over towards the right, going upwards. Now we're going to pull this back down, just coming down like that. Now from here, I want to add the arms coming down towards the side of the body. So from this point, I'm going to curve around the arm and then in towards the fingers. So I'm going to draw the hands down to right about here. So on the left side, curve out the arm, and then as I get towards the bottom, I'm just going to pull it back in towards the right. We're going to do an overlap for the first finger. So stepping up, we're going to do a little swirl, and then just pull it back in. So it's kind of like a half circle there. From this point, I want to hook around, coming down like that towards the edge of the thumb. It's almost like a little half circle. Now from this point, I want to curve up towards the wrist. Curving up and out. And then I'm going to take that point and curve in towards the bottom of the arm. So it gets a little bit wider as we come in towards the body. So from here, I just want to curve inwards like that. Let's add in some claws. So at the tip of this finger, we're going to step up and just draw a little curve going across. We're going to add one little claw here. So on the side of this circle, we're going to curve up, and then we're going to taper it back in behind the finger. Let's do the exact same thing on the right side. So we're going to line up the top of the shoulder right here. We're going to curve down and out, down towards the bottom of the hand, and we're just going to swirl it back in. From here we're going to do an overlap, curving around and just swirling it back in to the tip of the finger. Now we're going to draw in the thumb. So it's basically that little half circle that goes around. And we're going to pull this back up towards the wrist, curving up. Now I want to bring this back up in towards the body. So we're going to line up the top right here, curving up and out. So you can see the arms get a little bit wider as we come in. Right at the tip of the thumb, we're going to draw a little curve to separate the claw. And at the side of this finger, we're going to curve up, and then we'll curve this back in. Let's add the feather detail in the chest. So we're going to come in towards the center point. So from the left, we're going to curve inwards. We're going to leave a gap and do the same thing on the right, curving in. So they're almost aiming towards each other. From this left side, we're going to curve it up. We'll do the same thing on the right, curving up. Now these 2 points are going to come right in towards the middle here. So curving down and in towards the middle, and we curve back up on the right side, going up. Underneath the arms, we're going to curve down the back towards the waist. So from this point, we're going to step over towards the left and curve it inwards. Now we want to leave a nice gap in the center here. So from this point here, we're going to step over towards the right, curving in towards the middle at the same height. Now we're going to add the feathers along the body. So from this point, we're going to step over towards the left and just round out the end. Do the same thing on the right. So just rounding it out. We're going to pull these back up with a short curve, going up. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to add another feather coming down this way. So from this point, we're going to curve it downwards. On the right, we'll curve down. And then again, we're going to pull that back up, curving up. Same thing on the right. Now we're going to come down towards the center point, but I want to leave a little gap here. So curving down. Do the same thing on the right, curving down. Now we're going to do like an inverted V. So going up towards the middle, and then back down towards the point on the right. Now let's go ahead and add in the legs. So from the bottom point here on the left, we're going to step over and curving down towards the heel. We'll do the same thing on the right. So stepping over towards the right, we'll curve it down towards the heel. Now we're going to work our way towards the outside of the foot. Starting on the left side, on the heel, we're going to curve over. Now we're going to curve up the first toe, curving up. Now from that point, we want to step up a little bit and just draw a straight line across, and then we'll curve that back up. We'll do that one more time. From that point, we're going to step up, draw a straight line across, and then we'll just curve it back up. Now from here, I just want to tuck this in underneath the feathers. So curving up underneath the bottom there. About halfway down the leg, we're just going to add a little trim. So on the side of the leg here, we're going to go up in an angle, and then we're going to curve it back towards the inside of the leg, curving down. Let's do the same thing on the right. So we're going to start with the bottom line, curving to the first toe, and then we'll just curve up the top of the first toe. From this point, we're going to step up, draw a straight line going across. Curve again to the second toe, stepping up from that point, going across. Now we just want to draw the top of the foot going across like that. Now we're going to bring this up underneath the feathers, going up, and then just pulling that in underneath. We're going to add that little trim. So we're going to line up the bottom here, curving up, and then just angling to the side of the leg. Now we're just going to tuck in the wings underneath the arms and the body. So from the knuckle on the end here on the left, we're going to curve down and in towards the foot. We're going to take that point and just taper it outward so it gets a little bit wider as we come up. Let's do the same thing on the right side. Starting underneath this knuckle, we're going to curve down and then in. We're going to pull that back up so it tapers out, going up. Now let's layer the feathers going in behind the body here. So from this point, I'm just going to curve up, going in towards the hand. I'm going to pull this back down, curving in the opposite direction towards the leg. Then I'm going to go back up again in the opposite direction, curving up. And then I'm going to pull it back in the opposite direction behind the leg. Let's do the same thing on the right. So curving up towards the hand first, curving up. I'm going to go in the opposite direction towards the leg, coming down. And then again in the opposite direction, going up. And then we'll just tuck that in behind the body. Right in the center here, we're going to add one little feather. So on the side of the leg, we're going to curve down and in towards the middle. We'll curve back up on the right side. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Hawlucha from Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure you subscribe and check out our Pokemon playlist. We add a new character every Tuesday. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.